I know some people will say something that will cut a knife. They make me the one, so they right. Making me feel like I'm on the road, just like rain falling from my eyes, just like tears falling from the sky. It is like a blessing in disguise that we fail to realize. Now I have to pay the price. Pay the price. See your money. Be careful and think it twice. Before you choose to use your life. So you don't have pain falling from your eyes. You see a blessing in disguise. Oh, what a sacrifice. I see them. What is it you want from me? What is your expectation? What is it you feel? What is it you think about me? What is your imagination? How do you see me? Yes, I am God's creation, but I am not the only one. I say we plenty, and there is no more equal one. We're heading to the same destination. You just be living your life, living your life, doing your thing.
Hey, Kashmir, I see you. Odogu, how you doing? I wanna say some more.
It's so amazing how you let me in your life.
I'm so blessed.
So when I'm not,
You be open the door to your heart, make I enter. Your love is the purest thing that I ever felt. And being with you
it's the sweetest dream that I
ever felt.
take it from me.
My brother, how you doing? Hey, Raphael, I see you. Nana, Frayo. It's all about men today. Baby, believe I never let you go. My brother, I have a superstar here. Kashmir, Chibuke Kashmir, I see you. Thank you so much for joining me here. Friday Nana Chops, one of the biggest and finest food vendors you can find on the continent of Africa, Nigeria. In to visit my brother all the way from the UK. I see you, bro. It's all about maintenance. Yeah, my boss is also here, Henry Eguabo. Salute to you, boss. Salute to you, boss. I see you. Thank you so much for joining in. In the next few minutes, Alibaba will join us very soon. The king of comedy. The king of comedy is here. The king of comedy is here. Alibaba is here. The Godfather is here.
How are you, bro?
Father is here. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How now?
Happy Christmas, sir. People are joining in. There are loads and loads of questions for you, sir. Welcome on the maintenance very first live video on Instagram. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the support as always. And we know you're very busy. Yeah. We know you're very busy. So we're going to kick off right now. And the topic today is questions women are dying to ask men. Questions women are dying to ask men. So I have about 50 questions.
Okay.
Sent by people all over the world, from the US, from the UK, Nigeria, here in Nigeria as well, and somebody from Kenya as well. But the very first thing I would like to ask you, sir, the very first question I would like to ask you is, who is a man?
A man is the person with the masculine anatomy. But above all, it is the the man who is considered to be the male of the human species. That's the man. And, but in biblical sense, the man represents both man and woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out of the questions that we have gathered, one has remained consistent. One question has remained consistent. Why do men cheat?
Why do men cheat? Okay. Sometimes it's for fulfillment. It's when they're looking for fulfillment. The other one is when they are trying to be, to prove their masculinity, and the other time is when they fall for the beauty of any other person, another woman, and they fall for her. Then there's also greed. And the greed is explained in the case of David, when David had everything and he still went for Bathsheba. Right. The other one is when they are polygamous, as many women in their lives as they want. So those are some of the reasons that make men cheat. The other thing is that sometimes they cheat to prove a point that, okay, I've still not lost it. I've seen somebody who told me that the reason because he's been faithful for over 20 years of marriage, and he wanted to just feel the thrill. All right, so that also then happens.
Okay. You said to prove masculinity. Why would a man want to prove his masculinity by cheating on his spouse?
Sometimes some men feel like it makes them a man. I'm a man. I can.
Man.
But the other thing, and then one other thing is when a man cheats. One thing that lets a lot of men cheat is that when they do it, it doesn't come back to them as cheating. It comes back to them as being I'm looking for the word. I'm looking for the right word of
Okay.
being in demand.
Being in demand.
Yeah. So they feel like
That
they're in demand.
he's still out there that can still play the game.
So and then some other reason that makes it like this is one that somebody confessed on Jerry Springer, and it was that the reason he cheated was because he didn't think he would be caught. One reason that make a lot of men cheat is that they don't think they will be caught. When they know they will be caught, they don't cheat.
Wow. Another question that I have here is that was sent in by one of the friends of the house was why do men abandon women that were there for them when they had nothing?
Why do men abandon women that were there for them when they had nothing? Sometimes the woman is not what they wanted. When they say opposite to, for instance, the woman is a stopgap to that man. All right. So what his aspirations really, maybe what the man really wants is an Oyibo wife. But for now, the person that then came along and was all nice and everything to him was there. But deep down in him, he has that void of he wants an Oyibo wife. All right. Then he goes on to then the other thing is some the reason some people abandon some women is really not because he's a man. That's why he abandoned her. Some men then discover that they there are some things they cannot cope with. All right. It's not a matter of that they want to abandon it, that they then discover late. When you discover it, at the time you discover it, that's what then happens.
Okay, okay. And one other question is part of the third most asked question was, why do men love sex?
I don't know if you have heard the man that died, the motivational speaker that died. It says that man is a sexual being, right? He was created to
That's my
procreate.
Morrow.
Miles Monroe said he was created to procreate. That's what the man was created for, to procreate, and he he must fulfill purpose. He must spread. It's like he's a he pollinates, So
Okay.
he has to pollinate, and most times it takes proper discipline, upbringing, and great body control for men uh, to not love sex. Apparently, there was a woman I listened to, some woman that was teaching one time and said, even if you are dating somebody, try and find out that he can have a hard on in the morning. That if the man can't have a hard on in the morning, then there's a problem. And so, why does a man have a hard on in the morning? Is that when his body is relaxed, the blood flows to his dick.
Mm, mm, mm.
When your whole body is relaxed, the blood flows to
Relax.
your dick. But when you are stressed, the blood runs away from your dick.
Mm.
That's why some men say, when they brought the gun, my dick shrunk. So that's about it. Yeah. So most times it's important to bear that in mind that men love sex, and which is why it is considered a sacrifice when somebody decides to become a priest or a monk and
That's a
forgo
huge
sex.
sacrifice.
It's a huge task. It's a
Wow.
huge task. Yeah.
Wow. The next question takes its foundation from the last one. Um, why most men take sexual enhancers to satisfy their wives or spouses?
Well, it is like saying, why do men wear glasses? If you can't see well, you wear glasses, lah. If you when Zacchaeus got to the place and he couldn't see, he climbed a tree. Uh, so if you have some problem, you take something that would make you better. And so if the man is ejaculates uh, has premature ejaculation or does not know how to hold back, he can take enhancers that would protect him from doing that. So
Okay.
it is not about everybody has women also have their own problems too. There are women who have yeast infection. There are women who do not get wet, even no matter how. There are women who do not either because they've been circumcised, also don't get turned on easily. But men have because it has to do with your blood. And if you are somebody that has heart problems, when all your blood leave your body and go to your dick, you have issues
Hmm.
because you need blood there for it to get hard. The other thing is that let's not say men like sex. let's say it is natural for a man to like sex, right?
Okay.
But it is training yourself that then control uh, how you react to that sexual drive. Like somebody was telling me the other day, you can't say because I'm a man I can sleep with anything, but you're calling yourself to checking yourself then makes you different.
Mm, mm. And to another question is, what can make a man cry?
It depends on his emotional confidence. It depends on his state of his emotional strength. Uh, like they say, what is good for the goose is not good for the gander. Don't mind these people that are telling you all this nonsense. Why I say that is a man, there are some men that will see somebody dancing with their wife and it's not a problem. There's a man that can have, maybe somebody just comes to one place and say, hey, madam, then you hug her, hey, it's been a while, I've not seen you. There are some men that can take it. There are
Mm.
some men that can't take it. So that same way is how some people are. So there are some people who can.
Network, please don't do this to us. Um, please, if you have questions, you can call in. You can
Hello?
call in and drop your questions. Yes, sir. We're here, sir.
Hello? Okay, yeah, there are some people who can take the things that other men can't take. For instance, there are
Mm.
some people who have a great sense of humor, and no matter what you tell them, they can't get offended. But there are some, they are very sensitive and they flicker on the edge of anger. All right. So those ones who flicker on the edge of anger, you just need a little tick and you rub them the wrong way. All right. So so when growing up also they've been telling us, oh, don't cry, you're a man, don't cry, you're a man. Any man that cries is weak, but from time we have seen that it looks like to cry is natural, but to inhibit it is strange. You understand?
Yes, sir.
To love is natural. To hate is strange.
Mm.
So yeah.
Now, to another question, someone was asking, what is it that really motivates a man to do better, to be better?
It depends on his view of life. Depends on his aspirations. It depends on his upbringing. Depends on the kind of friends that he has. Depends on what challenges him. It depends on the influences that he's exposed to. It depends on his environment as well, and then depends on his parental upbringing. Education is important, and
Okay.
then you also then know that uh, there are a lot of peer pressure on any man. There's sometimes that your wife will do something, and you will say, "Oh, this is what my wife did," and somebody will be like, "Ah, that's how women are. When you get home, beg her." And you say, "But she was not." You say, "Don't worry, just forgive her, forget it." But you then get someone that say, "Oh no, if my wife says that, she's out of the house." You know, those are the kind of things that you then. Those are the kind of things that you use to judge any man. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. One question here is, what is the one thing that will make a man remain faithful to his wife?
Absence of any other woman. Um, uh, Chemistry. The chemistry is very strong between the man and the woman. Religious belief. If the man is
Okay.
a strong Christian and is a very faith-based man, he would always be faithful to his wife. The other thing is that if the wife is his friend and he and the wife have grown to be so close and have no reason to look outside, yes. So
Okay. 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 Then one other question is, why is it difficult for men to open up to their spouses or family? Why do they find it really difficult? They find some women find their husband closed up so much that they don't even express emotions.
because most times the the angle that the spouse might take some issues that have been discussed before might then block the the openness that would follow. Let me give you an example. There are some women, if anybody is chasing you, right, it's best not to even tell them. There are some that you can tell and you both will laugh about it. But there's some that you then say, do you know, there's this woman in our office that was trying to talk to me every time. She's being so nice to me and everything. And 2 days ago, she now told me that she likes me very much. You tell someone, and the women will be like, yeah, you fine man now. And women will always like you now. Me, I'm lucky. And you tell the person that the person is late, too. All right. But there are some women that you will tell the next day, you people are going to work to go and meet that woman. You
Mm,
must tell her who that woman is.
mm.
Then the other thing is that if the person's emotional state and maturity is also in question, it is hard for some men to open up to the person, especially if when you when you share those kind of things, if it then affects uh, the way the person relates with you. For instance, you tell someone, and then as you're just talking, they say, if it is so and so person now, you would have bought it, or it's me now, you don't want to buy it. And so, if the person is someone who takes how if the person takes a something that you told them honestly and begin to use it to blackmail you, or begin to use it to make you feel like I wish I did not tell them opportunity again, you will not share. It depends on how the
Mm.
person handles it. Some other times it will be someone who says um, how the person reacts. Then it's also a question.
Okay. Okay. A bit of connection problems from Uncle Ali Baba's place. Oweji says, Baba looking good with your polo.
There was a
Oweji,
there,
look at that yellow polo, please.
there was a lady in 1993 that refused for uh, her bobo to go into acting because she went to see him at uh, at a rehearsal, and so she was very upset. But you see, that kind of person, when you then get home and you are telling her the story of how your day went, because she's very jealous, you then edit the things that might.
Did all those things.
Yes. So it depends on the maturity of the person.
Okay. Now, some women said they asked and they said, why are men threatened by women who earn more?
Let's not be generalizing in those kind of situations. There are men who have inferiority complex tattooed on their minds, mind, heart, head, everywhere. So those kind of men will feel inferior when they meet those kind of people. And also, there are another type of men that also feel inferior when they see those kind of people. Men who have no aspirations. and so they know that they can't get better. All
Mm.
right. And then two, men who feel intimidated by a confident woman is a man who also does not know how to converse with such people. Most men cannot. There's some men, they don't want to even have a chat. They can't have a conversation. You know, if a woman sits with them and they start talking, and the woman has more information than he does, he feels intimidated already. I can say that because, for instance, you go to a party, right? And when you get to the party, you see someone like Kate Henshaw, or you see very outspoken person, and the person comes to the party, hey, hey, and you're all gisting, and you're talking, and you're relating with the person. There are some men that are there that are like, man, oh, how do you relate with these people? Because they because they don't know how to. And so once you have people who have the inferiority complex or don't have the communication skills to relate with other people, then they get intimidated. And then when you find men who also have too much regard for money, if they find a woman who is very successful, it becomes a problem for them because they know they can't beat that kind of record. You know, if you have respect for womanhood, you, in fact, instead of you to be intimidated by the person, you celebrate the person, knowing that for women to be successful like that, they've gone through a lot.
Wow. Just to digress a little bit, ONG says okay, it's buffering. So you can keep your questions coming. Uncle Ali is still here. Also, is still here to answer your questions. We still have loads and loads and loads of questions. Yes, sir. I was saying I was going to digress a little bit. ONG says that if he were to be a woman, he will have dated you. That's Owen. Then, sir, also, now I'm going to call out 5 names.
Okay.
You give one word to them, one word to describe them, just one word. The first name is TA.
Hardworking.
Femi Otedola.
Ingenious.
Ingenious. Arsene Wenger.
Classic.
Clifford Orji.
Stupid.
Clifford Orji.
Stupid.
Stupid. And then the last one, OBJ.
Awesome.
Wow. Okay. Now to the next question. Should a man intimate his wife to be while dating? The question is, if you didn't get it, the question is, should a man
Be intimate. Be intimate. You mean be intimate or?
no, goals for life? Should he tell his wife to be his goals, or after they are married, he now opens up his
Oh
goals
no
to
no
her?
no. He needs to tell her before marriage, because what happens with a lot of people is that there are some men, their goal is to go and live in Canada.
Hmm.
All right. And so if the person you want to date, her goal is to become a permanent secretary in Nigeria, then you have two different trajectories, two different journeys already. For instance, if the person you want to date has plans to become a politician, but you
Yes,
don't
sir.
have plans to go into politics at all, it is nice to let the person know from start that this is not happening. Okay. There are other issues where it is good to tell people. There are some men, when they get married, the wife will say, I want to have 4 kids, and the man says it's only 2 I want. If I have a boy and a girl, fine. If I have 2 girls, fine. If you have twins, and then that's it. It's good to tell people like that. But what happens most times is that people don't sort these things out, and then they then begin to unravel those mysteries, and it then begins to shake up the whole relationship. For instance, there was a guy who told his girl that he was dating that he plans to have 2 wives from the start.
Wow.
And the girl
From the
said,
get-go, 2 wives.
yes, from the girl, they said, I'm going to have 2 wives because I I always love polygamy. And the wife to be was like, no, me, I can't kill myself. And she left. He met another person who agreed, and she was like, well, I'm Igala. And it's not a strange thing for somebody to have 2 wives, so even 3 self. So it's good to just state it out from the beginning.
Okay. And then this question is from one of our friends as well. She asked a question. She says, how should she handle a man who has children from another woman while she doesn't have children? She just found out that the man has about 3 kids with another woman. So what should she do?
Well, that means that he didn't tell her from the start, right? I'm trying
Yes.
to understand that he didn't tell her from the start. Okay.
Yes.
That's a major problem. That's a major problem.
Wow. So what should she do, sir?
If if she if she is happy with him, they can work on it. If she's not, then if she's happy with him, if he oils her needs, if he's the kind of person that really makes her happy, and
Happy.
she can go on and do it as long as he doesn't treat her with disrespect. It's
Okay.
a matter of understanding. If he
Okay. Okay.
if
Now to
he
the
if
next one. What? Why are some men untidy?
his
Hmm.
upbringing, and and peer pressure, the people, the kind of circle of friends you keep. Uh, there, there are some days that I want to leave the house. My Mary will tell me, "Oh, yeah, cut your nails first, please. Trim your nails, or your hair, the hair is growing out of your nose. Go and trim it first before you go out." All right, and sometimes she says, "I think you are due for pedicure," and some other things like that. So it depends on the kind of people you hang around with. There are people you hang around with that won't tell you that something is wrong, and that's a big problem.
Wow. Very big problem.
Yeah.
The next one is someone says, why are women's body being objectified when it comes to negotiation in the corporate sector?
I think it's societal. It's societal. It's what the society has agreed. It's what the society has. It's what society has been used to. You know. Um, the Don't forget that it was the body of a woman that was shaking in the Bible that caused John the Baptist his head. So, and it was the body that David saw from the top of the roof that uh, made David kill Bathsheba's husband, Uriah. So it depends. It depends on what. It depends on
Okay.
what the person considers to be. You see, don't forget that in the Arab world, women are told to cover themselves because different things turn different men on. There are some men, if they see a woman's ankle, they are
They
off.
are gone.
There are some, if they see her knees or the back of her knees, they are gone. There's some other people, all they need to just look at is her arm. They just see the arm and they are like, and then some other people are tricked by the neck of a woman, you know.
Okay.
So they see the neck of a woman and they're like, oh. Some, even if you open cleavage from here to tomorrow, if the person doesn't like cleavage, you are wasting your time. So some, you can have the best thighs, you know, all your thighs are also, and what tricks the man is legs that have hair. If your legs don't have hair, they don't get tricked. There are some other men who do not like busty women. Let the breast just be small, then they are okay. There are some people who like women with big eyes. If the eyeballs are big, then they get tripped. Some other people are interested in a woman with a big side, a big backside. If she has a big backside, it's a turn on. So there are different things that that attract a man to a woman, and so uh, then you also have the men who are attracted to women who are very intelligent. There are some men, if their women are talking with anybody somewhere, and the person is an olodo, the women don't even care. But if the person is intelligent, they will not leave the side of the man because they know that he will be drawn to that person. So there are people like that. There are some other men who like women who are authoritative, women who like to be bossy. They like those kind of women, you know, which is why you find that there are some people who like to be tied, who like to be tied in kinky sex. You tie them like and flog them, you know. So so that's it.
Okay. And then a lady was asking that this is a background from the story she gave me. She wants to find out why are men, some men, married men, stingy to their wives? Stingy, so bad that they are the ones that buy the wives' underwears. They are the ones that
I
go to
don't,
the
I
market.
don't,
They will
I don't,
measure
I
the
don't,
yam they
I
will
don't.
cook.
You didn't see the goal now, Abby? Barcelona just scored. You are doing like you didn't see it, Abby. Okay, okay. Barcelona is playing Bayern Munich and
Bayern
it's
yes.
1-1 now. And it's
Ah,
own
1-1.
goal, own goal. Okay, 1-1.
Bayern Munich for the money, for the trophy.
Okay. All right. So that's about it. I think.
No, sir, the other one, why are men some men stingy to their
That's what I
wives?
say. I say it depends on the upbringing of the man. It depends. There's
Okay.
some men who do not know how to be charitable. There's some men who do not know how to be generous. They were not brought up with the art of giving at all.
Hmm.
Let me. I'll go back to 2005 when I was building a studio at my event center back then. This guy comes to me. He was using a Sony Ericsson phone, old Sony Ericsson phone, and he came with a dancer and said he wanted a loan. He's very broke. He wants to pay for some course that he wants to take, and it was 10,000 naira for the course, and he doesn't have money to pay for the professional course. Is it possible for me to give him the money? I was like, oh, okay, no problem. And I gave it to him. I said, take, I dash you. It's not a loan. Take. And the person that was with him said, can I use your phone and dial somebody? I don't have credit on my phone. And he refused right in front of me.
Wow.
Then, oh, and then it has become per second. Okay, no, it was not per second. It was still charge per minute. You know, he said he refused. And so it made me think. I said, can you imagine? You just got 10,000 naira dash, but to let somebody use your phone credit is a big problem. You know, it's also some men are greedy by nature, not naughty by nature, just greedy by nature. So no matter no matter how you assist them, they they don't know how to reciprocate. They don't know how to be charitable to other people. They don't know how to be generous to other people. Their own is to take and take and take, but they don't know how to give.
How to give. Wow. A lady asked the question that what are the things, the basic things she should look out for in a man when she wants to get married?
First of all, he must be hardworking. Yeah. The second thing is that he must have the fear of God.
Okay.
They don't NEPA don't take life for your side.
Now, these people, they lie.
Okay. And then,
Yes, sir.
you must also then see that he has values.
Okay.
Yeah, let him have values. Let him be hardworking. Let him have values. And
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that's it. The values will then
And the
determine.
next, a lady had a misunderstanding with her husband a long time ago, and the man refused to forgive her. Even though he said he has forgiven her, he still, treats her like a second-class citizen. So what should she do? What is the next step she should take? And she has 2 kids.
Okay. Hello. Yep. Your question was
A lady, she has an issue with her
no first
husband
offense.
currently. The first offense.
No, we're discussing the football match. Okay, yeah. So the lady that the husband refused to forgive her.
Yes, even though he said he has forgiven her, but he still treats her like a second-class human being.
Oh, it's dangerous.
Hmm.
It's dangerous. That was a real major problem. It's
Wow.
best to begin to check. I don't know. People who hardly forgive, they combust. They're
Hmm. Well, for those of us, for those of you watching, you know the situation. I just had a power cut, so I'm using my other phone to light up. Yeah, and right now we're having network issues from Uncle Ali, but I guess it will be sorted out. You can still drop in your questions. Well, okay, Alibaba just left. I guess he will join us a little later. Then let me see if I can get him back. So we have about Alibaba has about, I think, 5 minutes to be with us here. Thank you so much, sir.
already
You said
requested.
30 minutes, but you've overshot the 30 minutes. So we're going to allow you, if you don't mind, for another 5 minutes. It's buffering. Aigboje Gloria, very dangerous man and wife issues. Now only God, they settle them. Yes, now only God will settle them. We pray that things work out for these men. So, so I want to say a very big thank you to you. Thank you so much for the few minutes you spent with us. We hope that you're going to give us another, time, spare some time with us. We know you're a very busy man to
Yeah,
answer more questions.
yeah.
So I've just scored another goal.
Hello.
I've just scored another goal, sir. Okay, one more question. Okay, it's buffering on his own side. It's buffering. So if you still have questions, you can slide into my DM and drop
I
your
can't hear you.
questions. Okay. Can you hear me now, sir? Can you hear me now, sir?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me, sir?
Hello.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir? I can hear you loud and clear on this end. I
But I
can hear
can't
you
hear
loud
you.
and
I
clear.
can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Wow.
Can you hear
But I
me?
can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you very well, sir.
But I can't hear you.
Wow. Ifeanyi. Ifeanyi, I see you. Is it okay now, sir?
Even like
Is it okay now, sir?
Ifeanyi is blocking my signals.
Ifeanyi, remove your gray hair. Don't block outside signal.
Okay. Oh.
Is it okay
Ifeanyi,
now,
release
sir?
this thing now.
If
Why
I
can't I
release
hear
it,
you? Hello?
hello, sir. Can you hear me
Hello?
now, sir? Hello,
Can you
sir.
hear me?
Very well. I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you. I can hear you very well. I can hear
Hello?
you very well. Tunde Aluko. Tunde Aluko.
Okay. All right.
Can you
So
hear me?
since you can hear me, so we'll just continue talking now.
Okay. Can you hear me now, sir? Is it okay by you now, sir? I can hear you very well from here. Ah,
I'll use your voice.
okay. I'm trying to type something, a
Yeah, I
message
can
to
hear you,
him.
yeah.
Okay, sir. A lady was saying that what will she do to help her husband with procrastination?
Okay, I can hear you, so go ahead.
A lady was asking what should she do to help her husband with procrastination? Okay, sir. A lady was saying that what will she do to help her husband with procrastination?
Okay, I can hear you, so go ahead.
A lady was asking what should she do to help her husband with procrastination?
I don't know, but most times it is important to let the man know that time is going.
Okay.
I don't.
We're having a kind of feedback. So we're gradually coasting home. In a few minutes, we're going to come to the end of this very first edition of Maintenance. And today's topic has been questions women are dying to ask men. We'd like to say a very big thank you to you. I appreciate each and every one of you. All thanks be to Uncle Ali for joining us. Thank you so, so much. Right now, I will be signing out. We're going to do this again on Sunday. Same time, 7:30 till about 8:15. So we'll do this again. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you so much for joining me. Peace. Georgewill is out here. Maintenance, all about men, insight into men. And we are engineering men. Thank you so much.